Hey everyone, so this video is for 3-5, which is graphing linear inequalities. And first things first, you have a do now, which has a single inequality right there. It says solve the inequality, then graph the solution on a number line. So on this, we are going to solve it just like we would an equation. So we add 5 to both sides, 3x comes down, and then I get rid of the 3. And my final answer is x is greater than 3. And so remember on this that when it's no line, it's an open circle, right? And if it's greater, then it's going to be all things greater than that. And this would be my number line. So like numbers that would work here are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All of those are greater than 3. So this was one of the most missed questions on our last test because we struggle with graphing. Okay, so solve your inequality. Click the point, decide whether it's open or closed, and then shade the right way. Okay? On your test, there was actually, you would pick whether you would pick which one of these it would be. And so you would need to pick one of these and then slide the dot to the right spot. Okay? So some key learning targets. A linear inequality will cause a linear graph to have a shaded region. So inequalities, remember we've been talking about y's and x's. So because of that, we're graphing lines. So when we do this, we're going to have, instead of just having an x, we're now going to have an x and a y, which is going to cause the shaded region, and it's called a solution set. Rules for solving for y are the same. However, when you divide or multiply by negative, we will flip the inequality sign. And if you have an ordered pair in the solution set, then plugging x and y into the equation will return a true statement. Okay? So we have these clown faces that help us remember. All right? If you have the line underneath it, the line underneath it emphasizes that this is a solid line that's going to be graphed. If there is no line, it is dashed. Okay? Greater than is going to be shaded above the line when we draw it. Less than is going to be shaded below. Okay? So greater than is above. And that's going to be his left eye. Okay. So let's look, you see this is my linear inequality. I still have an M and I still have a B. M and a B. Okay. So you're going to graph the given inequality and determine the solution set. So when we look at this, remember B is my y-intercept. And so on my y-axis, I'm going to go and make a dot at -3. And if I need to, I can graph this inequality into Desmos. So I can go here and I can type, I can't type the inequality. I get an error message. So I'm going to delete that first part, and there's my line. So from this, I know that I need to rise and run 2. And so I go up 2 and back 1. Let's just put those dots there. Okay. Then we're going to ask ourselves, is this a solid or a dashed line? So since this has the line underneath it, this tells me that it's solid. So I can go ahead and connect these with a solid line. If it was not, I would do a dashed line. Okay. And it is less than or equal to, so we are going to shade below. So everything that is a solution is below the line. And so this is going back to that learning target up here. It says the linear inequality will cause the graph to have a shaded region called the solution set. Okay. Now it asks us, is the point 3, 1 in the solution set? My answer there is no. Now it wants to know, what about negative 3, 3? And that is, yes. This is on the solid line. And if I were to plug in negative 3 for the x and 3 for the y, I would return a true statement. So here, y is greater than or equal to negative 2x minus 3. So this is 3 less than or equal to 3 is certainly less than or equal to 6 minus 3, because 3 is equal to 3. So because of that, here we go, sorry, I plugged it in. This is a true statement, and my answer is yes. Also, if I look at my graph, it is on the solid part. Okay. Remember, we have special cases with Hoy-Vux. And so x is Vux part, and that is a undefined slope with a vertical line at 2. So I'm going to make a dashed line, because this is not equal to, and everything less than is going to be on the left side of this. X is greater than or equal to y. Y equals is the Hoy part, and so that's a horizontal line that goes across at negative 1. And if I'm greater than or equal to, I'm above. Okay, so do another one. If it is not solved for y, we have to solve for y. So we're going to take this 2x and it's going to move to the other side. Negative 3y is greater than negative 2x plus 12. And then we divide by negative 3. And if I divide by a negative number, y'all know what to do. We flip our inequality sign. A negative and a negative makes that a positive 2/3, and then a positive and a negative makes that a negative 4. So I put my dot on negative 4, up 2 over 3, follow the pattern. This one is dashed, and it is going to be shaded below. So when I connect my dots here, I'm not going to connect them in a solid line. I'm going to dash my line as I go. And that means that if there was a point on there, it would not be a solution. Shaded below is underneath. It says which are in the solution set. So 1, negative 2 is here. My answer is no. 3, negative 2 is here. And this is on a dashed line, and so still my answer is no. If it were a solid line, my answer would be yes. Okay, 5, negative 4 is here. That one's yes. 6, 0 is here. It's on a dashed line. My answer is no. 10, 0 though is over here, and certainly that would be. Negative 5, 0 right there. No. Alright, I'm going to get you started on this one, and then y'all are going to start on your guided practice and whatnot. If I look at this, I have two things that are in the wrong spot. And so remember, change the side, change the sign. So you're going to take your 3x and you're going to move it over here. You're going to take your 6y and you're going to move it over there. So this will become negative 6y is less than negative 3x minus 48. Okay, now divide, and remember when I divide by a negative number, you're going to flip it. Okay, y'all are going to get started on that and finish this as guided practice. All right, y'all have any questions, ask your teacher. There's an assignment in Canvas that has this guided practice and then some extra problems after it. All right, thank you.